Hello everyone! Welcome to a video that I am so excited to film. I've not ever filmed a video like this before, but darn it, I am very excited about it. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm excited, is because I haven't done this before. I also say that because, you know, forgive me. I am not experienced in this category of YouTube, but I have wanted to start a bullet journal for years, I think, a couple years at least, but I just never bit the bullet journal. We're off to a great start here. But I think, you know, with 2020 being the way it was, I just want a new way to A, organize my life, B, feel more accomplished in the things that I do, and C, I want a different creative outlet, a new creative outlet to try. So I have looked through loads of bullet journals and decided to go with a set from Amazon because I really wanted to be able to use like watercolor markers. Like, I really want this to end up being kind of like a time capsule, look back on my life kind of a thing. No, not just like a plain bullet journal where I make a bunch of lists and then I can end up throwing away or recycling or whatever when I'm done with it. Like, this is something I want to keep, kind of like, you know, a diary or something. I will still be able to use it for things like little daily lists, like a brain dump page. I enjoy seeing those, but, you know, other things to just kind of highlight and to track, you know, sleep tracker. There's all sorts of different things. I mean, you can really use a bullet journal for anything. There's so many good ideas online, and I've like started making a folder of some different kinds of calligraphy I want to try out, and also just different kinds of page layouts and things that I would want to keep track of, you know, like Netflix shows that I watched, or movies that I want to see, books that I've read, like I said, a sleep tracker, birthday chart, you know, for important birthdays throughout the year for me to remember, and just that kind of stuff. I just like it, and so I got this set from Amazon from Primrosia. There were 4 different books that you could choose from, and I chose this one with a hummingbird on it. But I chose this brand specifically because they do make their own watercolor markers. You can get a deal on a book and the markers, and then also that would kind of like guarantee that the paper in this bullet journal is going to be good enough for watercolor markers. You know, you can't use thin paper. It's got to be very specific. Anytime you use watercolor anything, you have to use a very specific kind of paper to get the results that you are probably wanting from watercolors. And I also wanted to really make sure that the pages did not bleed through. I don't want to be able to see the previous page on the next page, but it's just a gorgeous like peachy orange color. I don't think the peach is picking up too much on camera, but it's a nice canvas, and it's got gold hummingbird and some foliage around it there. I just thought it was very pretty. It's got a little elastic tab for a pen and also a closure elastic tab, and then we've got the book, which I am so excited to start filling up. I mean, it's a bullet journal. It's nice watercolor pages. We've got the grids, the dot grids on here. It does feel like good, thick watercolor paper. I don't feel like it looks completely not transparent, but I mean, all the examples and stuff they showed on their page made it look like I'd be just fine. You're able, if you want to get the journal and their brand of watercolor markers. Like I said, there was a deal. I think this case is just so pretty. Ooh. And it comes with all sorts of markers. I know in some of the reviews it seemed like the only real complaint was that some of these colors are very similar to each other, which I could see. The yellows look a bit repetitive, but maybe the greens too. But these are dual tip. So you've got the fine tip on one side, and then you have got the brush tip on the other side. And then since they're watercolors or watercolor markers, you know, you can use them. I'm surprised it's a felt tip. I thought it would be more of a brush tip, but okay. And a nice fine point. I don't know why I'm surprised. I watched a lot of videos on these, and for whatever reason, when I saw them applying with the brush side, it looked like it was gonna be a brush. But this looks very much like a felt tip, which is not a brush. Either way, I like this little case. I'm excited to do a whole page of swatching these guys. I also went ahead and purchased some pens. There's another set of metallic pens that are on the way to me in the mail. Just gold and silver. I think it might be gold, silver, bronze, but I got a new set. I have always loved these Sakura Pigma markers, micron brushes. They're just so good. And now I'm wary of this one that says Pigma brush. Are you a brush or are you felt tip? We shall see. I used to use these all the time when I was growing up and was starting to ink my like little anime drawings and whatnot. And the very fine tip ones are just, they're so good. I never used the brush tips or anything for those drawings, but then I also got some classic jelly rolls, the white ones, ice cream smooth. I love jelly roll pens, and these white ones work really great, so I'm so excited to start this bullet journal. I'm excited at least some of you were also excited. I did a poll on my community tab to see if you guys would want to see a video like this of me getting started. I mean, as I said, I am a beginner to the BUJO. Isn't that what y'all call yourselves, the bullet journal community? So I hope I am welcome here because, as I said, this is something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I'm very happy to be able to get started and share my little startup experience journey with y'all. So let's get to creating. All right, so please bear with me here. The setup is gonna have to be a work in progress while I figure this out. I mean, I definitely am gonna need to figure out, if I continue to do these videos, how to, I don't know, I've got to figure out some kind of a tripod that lets you film top down. People do it, so there's a way. I just don't know the way yet, so hopefully for now this is okay. Does it help if I zoom you in? Does it hurt? Please let me know. This is going to be a huge learning experience for me trying to do this kind of a video, but basically what I'm going to be doing is, this year is Pokemon's 25th anniversary, so I kind of want to do a slight theme, if you will, around that. I don't know if it's going to be super prevalent throughout the journal. It might be, it might not be. I've hummed and hawed over it because I'm like, yeah, but does that really go with this beautiful motif on the cover, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? If I don't just do it, I'm never gonna commit to it. So to start off, I'm starting with a mechanical pencil. This is what I always use to draw. And this way I can just do a really, really light pencil sketch, and then I can ink over it with my Pigma pens, my Sakura pens, and then just erase the pencil from underneath it. Very easy way to go about it. And what I want to do, as I said, I want to do it kind of like Pokemon themed for the anniversary, and I want to begin with the cover page just with things that are reminiscent of the starting page or loading pages on the old Game Boy games. So it'll be really easy or simplistic looking in that it'll just, I'm going to start off in the corner with some kind of a little box where it's going to be saying goodbye, because you know, whenever you click like, do you want to start a new game, or like, do you want to load this game or whatever, a little pop-up will come up. If you have no idea what Pokemon games are and stuff, I'm sorry if this is going to be a little lost on you, but basically there's an item you can use in the game. If you're in like a cave or a dungeon or something and you cannot figure how to get out, you can use an item that you can purchase or find randomly in the game called an escape rope. And so I thought it would be kind of funny if I did a little bubble that says, you know, use escape rope to leave year 2020, and then have the little options, which are always a little triangles that will say yes and no, and then I'll fill in the yes bubble, because obviously we all want to leave 2020 in the past. Thank goodness we already have. And then that will lead us to our bigger box here that is going to say, or it's going to be a bigger box here, kind of under the other box that we had made, so overlapping a little bit and leaving just a little bit of a plain border. This one has the Pokeballs in the corner, so you'll be able to, excuse my phone, you'll be able to see 3 Pokeballs, since the 4th one will be underneath that pop-out menu. And then in the Pokemon font, I want to do 2021, so this I kind of wanted to mimic, you know, a start screen. Or you know, now that I'm thinking about it, I think, and see, this is why pencil is good, and I'm not even hardly pressing down with my pencil because I don't want any indents or anything, but this is why pencil is good. It's not permanent like ink is. I wanted to have this main portion be like the load screen of a Pokemon game, you know, the opening screen. So in order to do that, I think I'm gonna kind of do it like the Pokemon Emerald screen, where it's got like a Rayquaza in the background, but I just want to use like that haziness that they have. So we'll still have the 2021 in the Pokemon font. I will have to find something to kind of show that to me online, but 2021, and then basically it'll just have blackouts, so it'll be like a black bar on top. I don't know, we'll have it just a little bit, that much maybe. It usually will say, you know, like emerald version, black version, white version, silver version, crystal version, but I don't know what I would have, so maybe I'll be able to think of something that'll say version. You know, I'm thinking like better version or something like that. And then it has the press start underneath it as well. I also kind of wanted to do a little, let's see, if I were to mimic the top, we would have that be the black bar. I suppose, actually, so many things. See, pencil is good to start. I wanted to do the little sprite for Chris. The first time you're able to be a girl trainer, so I wanted to do her little sprite right here, maybe take up about that much room, because usually, you know, there's the one of, or more of, I think it's usually just one of the legendary Pokemon in the background here. Like I said, the Emerald version is Rayquaza, but I wanted to do Chris's little sprite and then have some of my favorite little Pokemon sprites next to her. If I can find a little Raichu, like a Clefairy. The Slowpoke one I always thought was really cute. Some of the sprites are just like adorable, whether I used the Pokemon or not. I just love their little tiny pixelated version, so I will try and draw them in there. And then also I wanted to have a little, actually, so I guess we'll make this the one with the Pokeballs. So we'll put little Pokeballs in the corners of this box. And then I wanted to have a pop-up bubble that will say, the bar is low, let's do better, going into 2021. So that's my funny intro for the book, because I think that's hilarious. Ha 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 ha. I actually think I'm going to move the bar down a little bit. Haha, because the bar is low. Let's make sure it's low on the page, yes? Ha ha ha. Oh my goodness. The jokes, unfortunately, they won't get better from here. So maybe like that size. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, maybe I should say improved version, like new and improved. Would that be funny? Ha 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 ha. Oh boy. Who's ready for some ink? So technically I don't think that the Pokemon logo, hopefully you guys can even see it on screen, it'll become much more apparent. Quality ASMR. Opening a pack of fresh new pens. Okay, so here they are in all of their glory. Oh, it's been forever. I feel like a kid again. Okay, so for this, I just want to very lightly, because it's rough, I didn't really think about this, but the Pokemon logo doesn't actually have any black outline to it, and even the parts that look black, like some of the shadows for the pop-out lettering, it's just a really dark, like indigo blue to go with the cobalt of the outline. But that being said, I'm still gonna go in with a black. I think I'm gonna go in with the number 1, the 0.25 millimeter pen, and just very lightly outline this, because technically there's no black border between the yellow and the blue, but I'm scared that it's gonna just be too bleedy together-y. Maybe it won't be. Am I gonna ruin the integrity of this? I just don't know. And then 2, I'm just not sure if when I put down, I suppose I coulda, shoulda, woulda done a test of this, but when I put down the like yellow, am I gonna be able to erase the pencil underneath it? I don't know that I'm gonna be able to be completely honest. These look to be about the colors here. They're not labeled as a specific number or anything, so I'm using blue and yellow. Actually, that's really annoying because I was going to make a whole pen swatch page, but these aren't numbered. Why? That's so strange. Why wouldn't they number these? It almost makes me want to put like a little sticker on the cap and number them myself, just since some of these are so similar. Like these two, they're not identical, don't get me wrong, but for 2 purples, like I would love to be able to have both of those swatched out and numbered and labeled. Another project. Why am I sighing? I'm looking for projects right now, so that actually might be a good one. Okay, well, either way, I guess I'm gonna so lightly, because what you want to do when you're using colors, a lot of the time, I mean, it really depends on what you are creating. You want to start off with the lighter color and then put the darker color on top. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna erase so that I can barely see the outline of the pencil, where that's gonna be, but so I still have a bit of a frame so I know where I'm going, because thankfully the dark blue will be able to cover up if I don't like exactly where I ended up putting the yellow. The dark blue will be able to be used to clean up my edges and stuff, and also cover up cover up some of the yellow. But ooh, are we excited to use one of these markers? I know I am. Okay, so this I just want to use to smooth. Beautiful bright yellow. Oh, so nice. Let's see how it does. Oh, I'm so happy it doesn't do like the terrible overlapping that many markers will do when you put on many layers. So I can color things in really nicely with this without having to worry about that overlap. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Look at that vibrant yellow. Hopefully, like I said, you guys can see it. Oh. So yeah, this doesn't have to be too precise, like I said, since the blue will be able to correct many of our mistakes. But I mean, we don't want to go too crazy here, but you know, just doing our best, living our best life, going into 2021 / we're already there, but hopefully you guys can get what I'm saying. And now for the fun part, we get to go in with the blue. Oh, okay, so it's a bit lighter than I thought it was gonna be. See, this is why swatches probably would have been a good idea. All right, upon further inspection, this actually might be the deepest blue that they gave us. So, let's see. So this is where we're getting into the outline. So we have to be a little bit more precise with our strokes. But I think if anyone needs art tips, is that why we're here, or are we just here to watch and have fun? The best way, this is kind of, you know, whether you're drawing on eyeliner or you are, oh, okay, so the marker can be built up once it dries. But whether you are putting on eyeliner or you are putting on your eyebrows or you are filling in some artwork or whatever, if you want to get nice, precise strokes or not as shaky of lines, or you want to avoid as many mistakes as possible, the shorter the stroke, the better. You know, if you're just doing one long continuous stroke, it can cause you to kind of jam up and just not be as precise. I don't know, but if you do it in little strokes like that, it just makes it so that you're a lot more fluid in your movement. Your strokes are going to be a lot more gestural and pretty, and also it'll lead to a lot smoother of line. You would think that if you do it like very slowly that you would be able to get more precise, but actually your body is just kind of innately better at making things more smooth and linear if you are more fluid rather than if you are rigid. Kind of think of it as like, I don't know, sports. Why am I going into sports? I know nothing about sports, but you know, if you throw a ball, you want your hands and arms and your body to be fluid so that it can make a fluid arch into the hoop. If you're just like rigid and you just the ball, it's going to go more like jagged and you're not going to get that nice arch. Does that? That probably helped no one. I don't know, you guys. Just bear with me here. I'm gonna color in this blue, and I think what I'm gonna do, because really it does like a gradient, like from black to this same blue on the underside where it makes it kind of, you know, the 3D pop out. So I think I'm gonna just color in blue on the right side of the bottom pop outs, and then we will fade into that. Alright, as I said, far from perfect. That's okay. I did also check, and I do see, it's not that it's bleeding onto the other side, but I can see it through the paper, so a little disappointing. It might be because I'm going a little heavy-handed here the first time around. Oh, and another thing I just wanted to say real quick too is that don't be scared to move around your paper. I have that problem and I forget that very often. You know, you get stuck and then your wrist is trying to go at like a weird angle trying to fill this in or whatever. And so if you are at like a strange spot, you can turn your page and actually make it easier for you to fill these things in. So don't be scared to do that. Don't get too stiff in what you're doing when it comes to art. Like I said, it's something I forget about all the freaking time, especially because, you know, when you're painting on a canvas, that's not always so true. Like, yeah, you can flip your canvas around every now and then, but it's not as movable as something like a notebook. So really take advantage of the movability. That's not a word, but you know, the turnaroundness, the mobility. There's a word. Look at that. Hey, I didn't go to English school. I went to art school. Ta-da! So there's that. Now I wanted to go in to do the shadowing of that. It's like a light gray. I actually don't know. Oh, we do have a light gray. Yay! So this is going to turn into kind of like a greenish gray when it's layered on top of the yellow, but it's just going to it's going to create a pop-out effect. So this is basically underneath the blue. Okay, a little darker than I would have wanted, but when you don't have a lot of choices in terms of your markers, you use what you got. And remember, even if you're using the wide brush tip, you can still get a fine tip with it if you just apply minimal pressure. So be sure to use things to your advantage once again. Our instruments of art and mediums and whatnot, they're not as fixed as some people will tell you they are. However you see fit to use them, do it, or at least give it a try. It's always worth trying and learning. Alright, So maybe not my best work, but hey, is it starting to look a little 3D to you guys? I don't know, but now we can go in with our black. Even though, like I said, these parts aren't technically black, I forgot to do one portion. I just don't want to be layering too much of this blue because like it'll be extra bleedy through the paper and I don't want that. So we're gonna make do. I actually want something a little bit thicker than this one. So I'm gonna go in with the number 3, the 0.35 millimeter. Yeah, this one looks much better. And I'm gonna use this to outline. Oh, it's been so long. I'm just gonna outline the 3D bits. See if I can make this really stand out. Look at it! Ah, I'm so happy! Look at that, 2021. What a process. Fun though. So now, let's see, I guess I'm gonna be working on the outlines for these boxes that I made. Oh, and I guess, I don't think the ink is too wet. I'm gonna go in and erase some of these extraneous pencil marks. That'll make this look even better. Oh, the difference it makes. It really does. Who's ready for some box making? Time to try and draw some semi-straight lines. They're not gonna be perfect, but you know, we're gonna do our best. Alright, so I mean, again, we don't have to be perfect here. I made this Pokeball way fatter than this Pokeball. Longer too. Great. So, oh boy. I mean, this one turned out so perfect. This one, no. Count our losses and say, oh well. Keep it going, keep it pushing. Alright guys, so it's the next day. Here is the page. My camera had run out of battery yesterday, so I just kind of kept working on this on my own. So you can see there are some differences that were made. I went ahead, I'm kind of... Slight regret. I wish I would have put this over here so it looked more like a Pokemon menu. You know, where you read left to right, things pop up that way. But either way, year 2020, use item, escape rope, use. Haha. Welcome, 2021. And then as I said I was gonna do, I've got the little text bar down here that says the bar is low, let's do better. And then I also ended up, apparently these little pixel things are very large. So I was only able to fit 3, but I am happy with the way they turned out. You can just see I went ahead because I wanted these to actually look good, and since I wasn't having insane luck with those Pokeballs up there, I went ahead and I drew very faintly a grid so that each one of the dot squares that comes in the journal was separated into 4. And then I was really easily able to fill in the black outlines by the pixels just by charts that I had found online. And now I just wanted you all to see the very satisfying part of erasing said grid, because it really does. It makes a huge difference. It looks so dirty, but now we're gonna make it look so clean. Are you ready for this? And I did find out that you can put the watercolor marker over top of graphite and then still erase over it and get the pencil. Oh my gosh, look how cute they are. Oh Oh my, I'm so in love. It just really, you want to make sure that your ink is dry. If you use a lighter color watercolor marker on top of it, like this yellow, this pale yellow, it might smudge the graphite a little bit in there, but overall it's really not too bad. Just clean off the tip of your watercolor marker and you should be good to go. So now I can see, now that there's no graphite underneath there, there's some black spaces that I want to fill in, but overall, how cute are they? Now I just gotta figure out, I feel like I need to do something in the background to give it some color. Maybe I could do like the pukey green of the Game Boy. Hello, it's been a minute. Quarter of the way into the year, and here I am finally with my bullet journal update. I have been working on it. There have just been a lot of frets and hms and haws and I don't knows that have gone along with it, where I have thoroughly been enjoying creating it. Really, I have. I just came to the conclusion that I'm not consistent enough to do like the different spreads where it's, you know, basically making your own daily planner, which is totally okay. I mean, I think that's really cool and great, but I just don't stick with it enough to do that. So I'm just doing my own version. I have loved filling this in, getting used to my different pens and learning kind of different calligraphy techniques and stuff. I've been keeping all of my little pens and things that I've been using in this Pokemon starters mug that one of y'all sent to me. Thank you very much, by the way. I never know if people want me to say who it was, you know, their name with the thing, but you know who you are. Or at least I hope you know that you're very appreciated and that I always love seeing your happy comments here on my channel. But yeah, got all of my Micron pens, my Jelly Roll pens, metallic ones and a white one. I've got pencils and erasers, all sorts of stuff that I've been using to fill this in. And then also the markers that I told you guys about, the watercolor markers, which I went ahead and labeled all of them, you know, numbered all of them nonsensically. I just kind of put them in an order from colors and whatnot, but I don't know, still a little frustrating that those don't come numbered, but I think the extra work was worth it. Alrighty, so here we have my bullet journal. Here we have the cover page where I was able to put my name in. Horrible angle. Hopefully the handheldness of this won't bother you guys. I'll try my best to keep this as still as I can. I need to get a better tripod that'll actually work for these kinds of angles, but there we go. And then I still have to cut this out because here's a lesson on things not always working the way we planned. So here was the original setup, right? I loved the way the 2021 came out, but I didn't like the rest of it, okay? And I tried making it better, and it kept getting worse and worse and worse. But I had already done the next pages, which preview looks awesome for the most part. And so I couldn't just rip this out and start over. So basically what I need to do, I just need to cut to make this page actually fit. I redid it and actually sized things out. I went through and actually like gridded out all of this. It was horrible. It took forever, but I'm so much happier with the results in things going sequentially. And you know, even though it was to scale, you know, it didn't quite work out with getting to fit all the Pokeballs and stuff, and even the text came very close to not fitting, but I much prefer this page. Even though it doesn't say 2021 on here, I think you kind of get the gist. You know, we used the item, we used the escape rope instead of quitting, and Earth used the escape rope because that wasn't gonna fit the E-rope on 2020. And then we've got the little pixelated characters here, so very cute. I'm happy about that. Like I said, I just need to actually tape it in. But there you go, now you know. Artists make mistakes all the time, which is gonna be proven once again on the next page. Ba-ba-da-ba. You're like, Cassie, where's the mistake? These Pokeballs look freaking awesome. I agree, except for the one that you can't see. I had done a premiere ball, and then I thought I was going to shade it. Well, I don't have a light enough gray. And so this one looks stupid. So I will be covering that up with something. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Maybe by the time I edit this, you guys will see the finished product. But I basically just wanted to put resolutions on here. I have them normally hanging up on my fridge, but I was gonna cut out, you know, a square piece of paper and tape it in here. And I just did a bunch of Pokeballs because I thought that was cute. I don't know, I just wanted some Pokeballs. But like, it's just been so fun doing all this artwork and messing around, even though it doesn't always turn out great. You know, you live, you learn, you have fun, and you say, on to the next page. So, got my grid spacing cheat sheet with a Snorlax because lazy, you know? I mean, I don't think cheat sheets with grid spacing are for lazy people, but you know, yeah, I thought it was a cute sentiment where I just have it all laid out on what the numbers should be if I ever need specific spacing for half pages, thirds, quarter blocks, that sort of a thing, how many dots are on each page and all of that, and then also the cheat sheet of my watercolor markers. I did it in gold because ooh, shiny. Because, you know, they also had it in gold, and then they had a bee, so I did the bee. Little pixel art there. And as I said, I just labeled and numbered all of the markers. At least I think you can tell. I went ahead and so I just did a square, or I suppose it's more of a rectangle for each of the colors, and I showed what each of the colors looks like, not only when it is just singularly applied, but also when you let it dry and then put on another layer, so I know what it looks like a little bit darker. Also the fine tip side to outline that, and also with, I wanted to put the number of the colors there, not only, you know, for organization, but also so that I can see which of the colors you can actually see black ink on top of. So like, I know that I would never want to do something with like these browns where the black doesn't really show, or like this beautiful kind of indigo purple, or these purples, you know, the black just doesn't show on top. So like for things like this, I wouldn't want to use one of those colors if I was going to be putting black text on top of it. So that was kind of my reasoning and everything behind that. That has been super useful. And then we have the next page, which I love and I am very behind on, as you can see. I guess we will fill things in. But I've got my cleaning tracker, which I basically, you know, these are the things that I clean and whatnot on the regular, and then also, you know, the monthly and yearly. Got some water Pokemon down here. I did some bubbles and some gold sparklies, and then I found a quote online that I went ahead and put on here. I'd originally just had the yellow watercolor in the background, but it looked like pee, and I'm like, that's not gonna work for my cleaning page. So I just went ahead and had some fun with the other colors that I had used on this side to tie it in, and did them kind of watercolory and sketchy on there, and I really love the way that this page turned out. And I love the quote. It just says, "May your home be clean enough to keep you healthy and messy enough to keep you happy," which I very much agree with. So I can officially say that I have done all of these things for the month of February. I just forgot to fill it in, but now, there you go. Now I know I did it for February. Also weekly. So the past couple of weeks, yep. Perfect. Did all the things, and now you know. So there's my cleaning tracker pages. As I said, I am really happy with the way that those turned out. I thought those were super cute. And then next up, I need to actually tape this in. I got a bunch of washi tape that I need to actually use, but I did a seasonal produce spread just for a reminder on, because sometimes I go to the store and I don't realize that certain fruits and veggies are not in season, but they're still on sale, and then I buy them and I get home and I'm like, either they're mush or they're just tasteless. So here's a little reminder. I've got spring, summer, fall, winter, little oddish, little butterfree, little pseudo tree, and then Diglett. I wasn't sure what to do for winters, but I decided on Diglett because he's kind of a potato, right? And then I just listed out, you know, seasonal things. And a little quote, because truth, eat better, not less. That will get taped in very soon. I also can't wait to finally fill this page out, or these pages out. So this is the birthday tracker. I just went ahead and did a cake, a little confetti fruit mishmash of a cake with a Pikachu, a flying Pikachu on there to go with all the birthday balloons, and just, you know, a little happy birthday gold plaque on there, some blueberries, all that stuff, and all of the sprinkles. And then I also just did a bunch of balloons and some curly string, and I will be putting, I just don't think people want their birthdays to be known in my life, which is totally fine, so I haven't written them down yet, but, you know, I'll finally be able to list off people's names and the day of the month that corresponds with their birthday. Very cute. I love these pages, and I'm gonna love them even more, like I said, once I put the names in there. And then we have my book tracker page, spread, pages, whatever. I need to get back into reading because I've been not good about it. But so I just did this bookshelf with a little, I don't know, I just came up with a bunch of random stuff, you know, books, and we've got little Hoppip as a little planter up there, a salt lamp, crystal. We've got some strong boys holding the books as bookends. I thought that was kind of funny. A little Voltorb, because why not? And a bunch of blank books so that I can write the name of the book or just the number or whatever on the spine of the book, and then on the corresponding page, or on the next page with the corresponding numbers and whatnot, I can put the date that I finished it, title, author, what I would rate it, and then also would I recommend the book and would I read the book again, because the books that are my favorites, I actually do read books multiple times over. So excited to finally finish a book and put that in there. Oh, I need to get back to reading, you guys. It's been a weird year already for 2021, but I do really like this page, and hopefully I'll fill it in very soon. Next up, to kind of go along with that, I have got my new words and definitions page. So whenever I am reading or whatever, I can go ahead and add those to the list, because it happens all the time. I was really happy with how the calligraphy turned out on top there. Ooh. There's the two words that I've learned this year, except I still don't really remember how to pronounce it. Ebullient and austere. Yes, did you guys know what those words meant? I just went ahead and did the watercolor markers and actually used them as watercolors, and then outlined the page there, and then also did the little unknown letter because cute, new words, unknown words, and then a Weedle because bookworm. Yes, do we understand? I think that is just an adorable little spread. I'm very happy with that one. And then, I'm so happy with all of these pages. You guys don't, maybe you understand. And a lot of these ideas I do just get off of, you know, Googling TV, Netflix, BUJO, spread page ideas on Google, and then I kind of just make them my own. But we've got my TV and Netflix series tracker here, at least for right now. We've got the trashy TV that I am planning on watching and need to catch up on. I definitely, not only am I behind on filling these in, I wasn't sure about My Hero Academia, which episodes, because I kind of tapered off on season 4. I think I've got like the last 4-ish episodes to watch for like the school festival and stuff, or maybe it's like the last 10. I need to check my Crunchyroll, but I need to check. I'm not sure which episodes I'm on for those. Unexpected, I think, is coming back soon, so hopefully I can, you know, start filling that in again. Grey's Anatomy, I need to watch the newest season. Haikyuu, I went ahead and finished season 4 finally. Attack on Titan, I've been watching week to week. The new Temptation Island has been so good. I am pretty sure I am 3 episodes in on this one, so we can go ahead and fill those in. I also need to add Married at First Sight Australia, but I will definitely need to do another page for this. Moving on. And then I've got my movie tracker because I'm gonna try and watch more movies this year. Clearly I'm not off to a great start, but I watched the Soul movie, the Pixar, right? Pixar? And then the Britney Spears documentary, which really, it's not a movie, it's a documentary, but whatever. And basically what I'm planning on doing is actually printing off, you know, a little clip with the, you know, movie name and art and stuff, printing it off and then cutting it out and taping it in there. I don't own a printer, so I need to ask my mom to do that and mail that to me. Once I have a few more things to print out. And I just did a little Bulbasaur and Squirtle art there. You know, they're just watching a 3D movie and eating some popcorn because why not? So, very happy with that spread there. Next up, another spread that I'm very happy with. We have got A Year in Pixels. I saw this idea and I thought it was very cute. Where you basically, it's just a mood tracker where you have a mess up, of course, because happy 2021. But I've just got, you know, what each color means. I'm happy to report I've not had any irritable or moody days yet. A few more down depressed days than I would like to admit, but that's life with depression and crippling chronic back pain and a global pandemic. But either way, you can just see January, February, March, blah, 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 all of the months, all of the days, and then the corresponding color that goes with it. So, I accidentally messed up in March. Why? How? I don't know, but I did. So either hopefully next month in April I have those exact same feelings on those days, or else I'll just figure it out. But I went ahead and did this page that I totally ripped from missmental.com. I have no idea, you know, this was another Googling quotes about mental health or something, and this one came up and I thought it was so cute. The top of the page, you know, this was me experimenting with the watercolorness of the pens. Not the greatest, but I love the way the rest of this turned out. So it's just things to remember. Setbacks don't equal failure. You are allowed to set boundaries. You are more than an illness. It's okay to rest, and not everything you think is true. That's so true. It's so true. And then we've got a little Chancy there, or a big Chancy, I suppose, because she, you know, helping out. Nurse Joy wants you to be happy. So there's that page. We've also got, I still need to figure out if I want to do like a quote on this or something, but I did a why I BUJO page because I thought that was fun, you know, why I'm getting into this. And I chose to do a big drawing of this cutie patootie here. I think it's a made up megaform, but regardless, you can still tell who it is. And I just thought it was cute in that form. So I just went ahead, since he's a blobby Pokemon, I went ahead and did some blobs in the background to go with, and the reasons why I did it. So if I ever feel like I'm down and not wanting to continue with this, I can look at this page and say, oh yeah, no, this is a good thing that I enjoy doing and I want to continue doing it. So, next up, we've got another fun page. We've got my YouTube sponsorship tracker, very fun, and also a little quote that I need to tape in, or not a quote, but this is from, I had mentioned this in a live stream, but a calendar that one of y'all sent me that's just a pun every single day, and this one I thought went with it. I thought it was funny, and it makes sense because it's money. So, of course, I did a Meowth in payday mode. Also one that I definitely copied off the internet. That is not my well, it's technically my original art in that I drew this, but not my original concept, layout, idea, whatever. But, you know, I've just got whoever sponsored me with some YouTube plaques, the date that it was due and when I posted it. I still need to get some invoices out to people, but basically I just did a little camera for filming, a little scissors for editing, an up arrow for uploaded, a little pen for have I written the invoice, and then have I gotten paid, just to keep track of all that. So that has been sponsorships this year. Not a ton, but that's okay. I liked the way that the text turned out on there with the gold on the side of the black. And then the last page that I've gotten to, I did a page like my new words page, but this is YouTube video ideas, which I think is really cute. So here are things that I plan on doing videos on eventually. So let me know if you are curious about any or all of these and what you want to see first or whatever, but I just thought it was cute. A little bubble, thought bubble with some silver lining, and also a little Mr. Mime doll there questioning, you know, should I do the video ideas? And as I said, that is that. I'm probably gonna do like a brain dump on the next page because that's kind of what is gonna be next that I want to do. Or who knows, maybe I'll think of something else. You know, that's just the start of my bullet journal journey. I have been really enjoying it, and it's just been so fun to doodle and be creative again. As you can see, I'm clearly not going full force with it like the actual bullet journal community here on YouTube that make just incredible bullet journals. They're so gorgeous to look at, but I figure I'm just dipping my toe in. I'm enjoying the process, enjoying the creativity. Maybe someday I will become a person who makes my own daily planner type spreads and stuff, but for now I am very happy with what I have created and the kind of trajectory that it is going on. So we shall see where it goes in the future. Let me know if you want me to keep making bullet journal videos, if I end up, you know, doing more with this or whatever, or if you just enjoyed seeing what I have created here. Let me know all of those things down in the comments below. You can also let me know if you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, inspiring or something somehow or some way by giving the video a thumbs up down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe. You can tippity tap that notification bell down below and become a member of my casserole family here on my channel. I'd love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!